Faith Time is our weekly conversation on matters of faith, and joining us this morning is James Johnson with NorthStone Baptist Church in Pensacola. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Chad. Thank you so much for having me.
We are continuing our conversation about things in the new year. We want to talk about New Year's resolution and your story in particular about how faith inspired you to lose weight and keep it off. What happened?
Right, yeah, I did lose 75 pounds. I was 241 pounds. I'm about 5'10", and then I went all the way down to 166. Right now I'm about 170 or so. But yeah, it was a faith journey. Something that really helped me was a close consideration of the topic of temperance in Scripture.
Yeah.
Temperance is the idea of self-control, and when I reviewed temperance in the Bible, specifically in Galatians 5, there's a list of the fruits of the Spirit. Something kind of clicked in my brain.
Yeah.
You know, as Christians, we certainly want to be Spirit-controlled, but the fact that temperance is listed as a fruit of the Spirit implies that to be Spirit-controlled, it means that we must also be self-controlled. And so that really hit home with me. I looked at 2 Peter chapter 1. There's a passage there that says, add to your faith, and several what I call holy affections are listed there. One of them is temperance. And then even got into 1 Corinthians chapter 9. Paul cautions famously about being a castaway, and one way to avoid, you know, he says, lest I have preached to others, I myself might also become a castaway. One way to avoid that is through self-control. He says he buffets his body, he brings it into subjection. And so all of those things kind of came together for me, and it became, you know, a realization that I need to take better care of myself.
One of the concepts in here is the idea that we should be stewards to our bodies. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, well, we only have one body, and so we need to steward it well. We only get one shot, one chance at this life, and this is a temporal life, and I understand my citizenship is in heaven, and I'm so thankful that because of Christ, my home is in heaven, but that doesn't negate the stewardship of things that God entrusts to our care while we're here as pilgrims in this journey.
All right, James Johnson with NorthStone Baptist Church. We'll talk a little bit more about this concept in the next hour of News 5 this morning. Faith Time is our weekly conversation on matters of faith, and joining us this morning is James Johnson with NorthStone Baptist Church in Pensacola. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Chad.
We wanted to stick with the topic of New Year's resolutions. A lot of people think about losing weight for the new year. You went about that losing 75 pounds to sort of be a steward to your own body, and you found scriptural basis for this concept. Talk to me a little bit about how you managed to stay with this idea of weight loss.
Yeah, well, resolve really matters, and I think at the beginning of the new year, people are very well-meaning, and they see kind of a fresh slate, and so they have a sense of resolve. However, sometimes our resolve in our flesh is fleeting. It's short-lived. And so what I tell people is the why really matters. Why are you trying to resolve to conquer this or that? And for me, that was really what helped. And I have been able to keep this weight off for several years now. And the why matters. You know, why it starts for me with my relationship with the Lord. That's why I want to be a good steward of my body. But then also my relationship with my wife. You know, she has a sense that her husband is going to be around a while and that he's trying to be healthy. And the why includes my 3 sons. When I show restraint in whatever area of my life, it inspires them to be Spirit-controlled, to apply some temperance in their situations.
Faltering can be inevitable with temperance or anything else. How do we get back on track when we fall?
Well, I think we got to just go back again to that why, but then also kind of have a short memory of our failure. I mean, we can learn from failure, and it is inevitable, like you say, but just to say, hey, I've got you know, heavenly motive, and I've got good reasons to do this and accomplish this. And so, yeah, we falter, but then we've got to get right back up on that proverbial horse, if you will, and pursue those things that we set out to accomplish.
James Johnson with NorthStone Baptist Church in Pensacola. We thank you for joining us for this edition of Faith Time on News 5 this morning.